Are you ready?
Let's go.
Welcome to We Gonna Learn Today, where we talk about a significant place or a group of individuals that had great impact on our country, but still diminished in our history. That being said, our story for today is about the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance was a cultural and artistic movement that emerged during the early 20th century, primarily in the neighborhood of Harlem in New York City. It was a pivotal moment in the African American history, marking a significant shift in the African American experience and contributing to the broader cultural fabric of the United States. The Harlem Renaissance spanned roughly from the 1910s to the mid-1930s, and it left an indelible mark on literature, music, and visual arts, and intellectual discourse. At its core, the Harlem Renaissance was a response to the enduring racial inequities and inequalities and systemic injustices that African Americans faced, especially in the aftermath of slavery and during the era of Jim Crow segregation. Harlem, with its dense population of African Americans, became a melting pot of creativity and intellectual fervor, as people sought to assert their identity, express their heritage, and challenge stereotypes through artistic means. Literature played a central role in the Harlem Renaissance, with writers like Langston Hughes, Zora Neale Hurston, and Claude McKay and Courtney Cullen exploring themes of racial pride, identity, and social injustice. Their works range from poetry to novels, often delving into the complexities of the African American experience while celebrating cultural heritage. Langston Hughes, for instance, introduced a distinctive poetic style that blended African rhythms with everyday language, giving voice to the struggles and aspirations of ordinary people. Music, too, was also a vibrant component of the Harlem Renaissance. Jazz, a genre that epitomized the spirit of improvisation and individual expression, flourished during this period. Iconic musicians such as Duke Ellington, Louis Armstrong, and Bessie Smith honed their craft in the clubs and theaters of Harlem, revolutionizing the sound of American music and influencing subsequent generations. Visual arts experienced a renaissance as well, with artists like Aaron Douglas and Jacob Lawrence producing striking works that celebrated African heritage and depicted the realities of Black life in America. Their art challenged prevailing stereotypes and provided a platform for visual storytelling that highlighted the richness of African American culture. The Harlem Renaissance also fostered a climate of intellectual exchange and critical inquiry. Scholars and activists, including W.E. Du Bois and Alain Locke, engaged in discussions about racial identity, cultural heritage, and the role of art in societal transformation. Their writings and lectures laid the foundation for a broader understanding of African American history and culture, influencing subsequent movements for civil rights and social change. While the Harlem Renaissance was a remarkable period of cultural flourishment, it was not without its complexities and challenges. Some critics argue that the movement was overly focused on assimilation and the desire to gain acceptance within the mainstream white culture. Additionally, there were debates within the African American community about the appropriate direction of the movement, with tensions between those who embraced a more militant stance and those who advocated for a more conciliatory approach. In summary, the Harlem Renaissance was a transformative era that emerged from the struggles of African Americans to assert their identity and challenge systemic racism. It brought forth a wave of creative expression, intellectual discourse, and cultural pride that resonated far beyond the boundaries of Harlem. The movement's legacy continues to influence and inspire artists, writers, and musicians and thinkers, and its impact on American society remains profound.